Welcome everyone. Today in this video we'll be discussing about sexual reproduction in flowering plants. A flower is the reproductive organ of the flowering plant. That means with the help of flower, plant can reproduce and give rise to new plants. The various parts of a flower include green leaf-like part called sepals, attractively colored petals, the stamens and a pistil. Stamens and pistils are the reproductive part of the flower that contains reproductive cells or gametes. A stamen consists of a filament and anther. Anther has pollen grains which contains the male gametes, and they are surrounded by a thick coat which saves them from drying out. The female reproductive part of the flower is made up of the stigma, the style and the ovary. The ovary has ovules that contains female gametes. So inside these ovules, the female gametes are present. Some flowers are referred as bisexual flowers or complete flowers because that contains both male and female reproductive organ within the same flower. A bisexual flower comprises of stamen, pistil, sepals and petals. Example of bisexual flowers are apple, rose, hibiscus, etc. Unisexual flowers contain either the male reproductive organ stamen or the female reproductive organ pistil. Examples are papaya, corn, watermelon, etc. These flowers either contain stamen or the pistil. Pollination is the act of transferring pollen grains from the male anther of a flower to the female stigma. It leads to the creation of new seeds that later grows into a new plant. Pollination occurs in several ways. Pollen grains can be transferred from the anther to the stigma through insects, wind or water. The pollen grains are sometimes shifted to the stigma within the same flower. This is called as self-pollination. When pollen grains are shifted to the stigma of different flowers, then this process is called cross-pollination. Insects, birds and animals help in cross-pollination of flowers. Insects are attracted by the color and scent of the petals. They collect nectar from the flowers. Nectar is a sweet liquid present at the base of the flower. Pollen grains from the anther stick to the insect's body. The grains get rubbed off when the insect visits other flower and reach or try to suck the nectar. Wind can blow pollen grains from the stigma of one flower to the stigma of other flowers. Such flowers have basically less attractive petals or no petals at all. In the absence of larger petals, the anther and pistils are exposed to the wind. This makes wind pollination easier. Corn, wheat, grasses depend on wind pollination. The stigma of each flower secretes a liquid containing sugar. The pollen grains respond to this liquid and start growing. But the pollen grains respond the growth only if the liquid is produced by the same kind of flower, that means same species of flower. After pollination, a thin tube grows from the pollen grains called the pollen tube. It goes down through the style and reaches the ovary. It grows until it reaches the ovule and enters into it. The pollen tube contains the male gamete. The male gametes moves into ovule and fuses with the egg to form the zygote. This process of fusion is called fertilization. After fertilization, the zygote divides several times to develop an embryo within the ovule. The ovule develops a tough coat outside. Seeds which contain the baby plant or seedling with stored food sealed with a hard layer of outer cover. Meanwhile, the petals, sepals, style, stamens and stigma falls off, leaving behind the seed only. The seed contains a plant embryo in a resting stage. It grows only under favorable conditions. The seed must get moisture, oxygen and warmth. When all the conditions are appropriate, then germination begins. Germination is the early growth of the plant from its seed. It begins with the water intake by the seeds. As water enters the seed, enzymes present inside the seed start functioning. These enzymes change the stored food into soluble form, which diffuses into radicle and plumule. First, radicle starts growing and pushes itself down the soil. It forms the roots. Then the plumule starts growing and pushes up. It grows into shoots and leaves. In this way, the reproduction and germinations occur in flowering plants and it continues as a cycle.